Welcome back, guys. Thank you for watching. This video is in response to a question that I'm always asked. And one of my subscribers asked this question about 3 weeks ago. He was wondering whether or not there will be a need for pilots moving forward. The short answer to this question is yes. There will always be a need for pilots. Here is why. Human beings are social creatures. We like to interact with each other despite our differences. We realize that we are more alike than different. Seeing someone on a flight deck reassures the flying public that if something goes wrong, he or she are in safe hands. That's the first reason. The second reason is regulation. To get an aircraft to fly by itself without a human being on the flight deck, it will take years upon years upon years for the aircraft to be certified. Because flying is not like driving a car. You can't get a flat tire, put the side of the road and fix it, or call a tow truck. Once a plane takes off, it must work perfectly or properly from the time it leaves to when it arrives at its destination. It must work. The normal certification for an aircraft that's required 2 crew or 1 crew is about 10 years. Imagine how long it will take to get an aircraft that is controlled by artificial intelligence certified. It's going to be a long time. The third reason is insurance. Insurance love having pilots because if something goes wrong, they can say it's the pilot's fault. And they do. They frequently say it's the pilot's fault. If you remove the pilot from the flight station, the insurance has no one to blame. The second thing with insurance is, if you're going to certify an aircraft that flies using artificial intelligence, you need to be 1 billion trillion % sure that that thing works. Because the first time one of those aircraft encountered an incident or an accident involving hundreds of people, the insurance company will go bankrupt because there is no way they will have enough money to cover all the claims by all the victims' families. Probably about 25 years ago, we thought that human beings like automation, and if we introduce it, they will use it. 2 things happened then. One was online banking, and the idea behind that was to reduce the amount of tellers and reduce the amount of bank branches. The second thing that happened was the introduction of self-checkout at grocery stores, with a similar belief that people would rather use the self-checkout than going to a human cashier. Fast forward today, there are more there are more bank branches, and there are more cashiers at places such as Target, Safeway, Raley's, and Walmart. What happened was, instead of these 2 automated systems replacing human beings, they have now come to be used as a tool to work alongside or with human beings. Corporations realize that people like to interact with people. We like when we go to the bank, we talk to an actual person. If you like me, when you make a phone call to talk to someone and you talk into that ridiculous machine, you get so frustrated. You're like, this is so ridiculous. I just want to talk to an actual person. You must have noticed in the past 3 or 5 years, those have become less. That's because people are complaining. People like the assurance of knowing there is someone there. The changes that's occurring on the flight deck is focused more on giving the pilot more information and reducing the workload of the pilot by allowing the plane to do more. But none of it is geared towards completely removing the pilot from the flight deck. The only place where this is actually happening, and it will happen, is in the military, because those planes have very strategic purpose. You can be located off-site and fly a drone, which they're currently doing. That's 2,000 miles away. It will happen there first. I don't ever perceive it happening in aviation. And finally, human beings are great. We are dynamic thinkers. We think on our feet. We can look at a situation and quickly assess what is the safest and best way to move forward. And artificial intelligence has to be told everything: what to do, when to do it, how to do it. For example, if there is an engine failure, as the human pilot, I know I need to pick the right runway. I know how much time I need to get the plane on the ground, and I know what facilities that airport needs to have to satisfy my needs. The other thing is, let's say there is a engine fire. The engine fire detection element on a jet engine or any turboprop engine cannot differentiate between fire and bleed air heat. If there is a leak in the bleed air pipe closer to the compressor section or the turbine section, the fire detection system will pick up that increase in temperature and register it as an engine fire. As a pilot, I'm going to pull the engine back and see if my temperature goes down and see if the engine fire light goes out. The AI isn't going to know to do that. It's just going to assume there is an engine fire, it's going to shut the engine down, fire the fire bottle, and then figure out where we're going to go land. You know, unless it is thought to do those things, and that takes a long, long time. For these reasons, I don't foresee a time when commercial aviation, to include the type of flying I do, flying private people and private jets around, when there will not be a need for a human pilot. I don't think that's going to, I don't see that happening anytime soon, not in the near future, nor in the distant future. People are not going to like that. The FAA and all the other world regulating bodies are not going to accept that. It's going to take a very long time if it was to happen. So for those of you who are out there and you're thinking about becoming a pilot, and you're probably thinking, what if I become a pilot and in 10 years there's no longer a need for pilots? Don't worry. It's not going to happen in 10 years, and I'm probably sure it's not going to happen in 1,000 years. There is just too much at stake. There's too many moving balls, too many people who needs to get on board for this to work. In one of my videos, I said the FAA makes the regulation, but it's the insurance company that runs the industry. If the insurance are not on board, AI isn't happening, and they're not going to be on board because they can't blame the pilots. And when the plane crashes because of an AI, it's going to cost them a lot of money. All right, That's it for this one. As always, I hope it was helpful and informative and inspiring. If you guys have any questions, continue to post them in the comments section below and I will respond to them. For those of you who haven't subscribed, make sure you hit that subscribe, like, and notification bell, please. And until next time, be good. Talk to you guys later.